And so the 100 years business is still owned by the same family,
company,
not being sold. And if you were at your 30s, if you are in that age or my age, what would you do differently? OK， 欢迎大家回到我们的频道啊。那今天特别有意思的一期节目啊，我们现在正在西温的一个超级豪华的房子里面，是 Ross's own residence 自己的房子，这房子是不卖的。对，我们刚刚呢看了他的房子整个这个 property tour， 如果大家感兴趣的话，可以回去看一下。但是现在我们坐在这儿，我想跟他聊一聊商业，跟他聊一聊家庭，跟他聊一聊传承。Let's get started.
Yeah.
34 years of business.
30 February will be 35
years of furniture business.
Right.
Well, I know Ross came with Italian family and business family, right?
Right.
Yeah. Have you worked for a dad? I know your dad was appliance store.
Yeah, so my dad opened an appliance store on the North Shore. When I got out of school, I worked for him. And when he decided to retire, and that was like 1988, I opened a living space.
So you didn't carry?
No, we ended up selling I didn't want to be in the appliance business anymore.
Why not?
It was a tough business, especially at that time. Stores started selling appliances.
Right.
And I knew there was more margin in furniture.
Yeah.
And I always was, interested in design. I mean, my dad used to joke that I was, feeling my baby blanket for thread counts. When I was a baby, that was my dad's joke.
I mean, obviously you have love for furniture, so that's why you did it for 35 years, right?
Yeah.
Was it a tough business to start with?
Not really. I mean, we, had a concept. I mean, it was, first of all, you start a business. As a startup, you have to pick a name.
Yeah.
You have to pick a name thinking, you're going to have this business for 35, 40 years. So it's got to be.
That is the name you started with.
That's the name we started with. Yeah, was a living space. So, important to get that going. And, we were always a modern furniture store that started importing Italian furniture. But my first store was 3,000 square feet. Yeah,
but compare with where you are right now.
Well, now we're 30,000, so we're 10 times where we were.
Yeah. And it's always Italian. So when you started the company, it's an Italian furniture store.
Right.
And you always carried that.
I was sort of importing, and I, my first, early on, my first trip to Italy, to the Milan Fair. That's when your eyes open to, to design and to the furniture world.
Yeah.
You can see the best of the best. And then it's, it's a matter of collecting lines. You go to Milan and you like the product, but you're a guy from Vancouver with a 3,000 square foot store, they don't necessarily want to talk to you.
Okay, how do you get them to talk to you?
You have to be persistent. You show up in the booth with your card and, explain yourself. So you have to, do it, but it takes a lot of time to acquire, the lines. We have them exclusively for Western Canada. The suppliers have to believe in you, that you're the guy in Vancouver that's, can best sell their product and represent their product. And, it used to be, I was, trying to get into these booths and introducing ourselves, trying to get into the booth to see someone. But now, living space, we usually go, there's, probably, 5 or 6 of us that, travel to the Milan Fair. And now when we walk into a booth, especially a booth that we're not selling the product, there's kind of a little buzz that Living Space just walked into the booth. Somebody better talk to them fast. Because, we have a reputation now, so they know who we are now.
What kind of volume is that right now that you guys do on an annual basis?
Just over 20 million. Yeah, in sales, and that's in residential sales.
Who are buying all these furnitures? Because, obviously, at my age, I can't afford it.
Right.
And but who can?
Because of our price point. I mean, we have different price points. So, not everybody has to buy Minotti or Palo Lente. So we do have, more price conscious lines like, Herman Miller, Knoll. So we do have more, price conscious lines. that are still design lines.
So we can start from there, and then once we do
Exactly.
better,
Yeah.
you go on to the top lines, right?
Well, and that's what I always say about IKEA. IKEA is sort of a training, for our clients. So they're getting into modern furniture.
Okay, who's buying the top of the line right now?
Well, it's the people that are, buying the penthouses, people that are, living in houses, like mine. That's, mostly our clientele. Or it's people that are also collecting, like art. They'll collect pieces. Yeah. They won't necessarily do the whole house at the same time. Sure. And then also we have the, international clients that are coming in. So whether you're, from Iran, from China, from Korea, I always look at Living Space as sort of the house, and our brands that we carry are what people come to us for.
I mean, when you're dealing with, I'll say, ultra high-end, we're talking about they spend $1 million on furnitures. What made them so successful, or what made you guys so successful so you can afford, say, $1 million furniture at your house? You think? People sort of ask me about, success and what you did, and really, I think I getting up every day and working, having a plan and a goal. But you also, I think, the secret to success in business is also loving what you do. And if you don't love what you do, it's harder to do it well and to make money. Right. We are seeing that merge of family business in China now. Obviously, a lot of successful entrepreneurs, but then now the kids need to step in and take business, right?
Right.
You guys did really well with your kids, and also you work with generational businesses, right? How can our people do that?
First of all, you have to have a good relationship with your kids, and being in the position I am, you tend to be a bit of a control freak. Because that's just the way you have to manage things with staff, and if you want things to be perfect, you have to be into the details. So that's always a challenge for your kids to try and jump into a business. But they grew up in the business, like I kind of grew up hearing, even if you're not involved, you hear at the dinner table about business. We're traveling to Italy, we're dealing with our suppliers who are also generational businesses. Like Maltini is still family owned. It started in 1921. Now I'm friends with the owners of these companies, but my kids are friends with the next generation. I have a relationship with that because it really is about relationships.
Yeah, and so the 100 years business is still owned by the same family,
company,
not being sold or anything.
Right.
Anything was made in Italy, it's more expensive, right? Obviously, this is their determination because they just wanted to keep it no matter what.
Yeah, and you also have to have the quality. It's got to be, it's got to be together. It's got to be design, quality, price. Is it a lot more to make it in Italy? Probably not. That's their business, is manufacturing. During the pandemic, people wanted to ask me about supply chain and, is it taking a lot longer to get furniture? But because, these are generational businesses, their suppliers, like for these businesses, like the veneer company, the stone company, the metal, the foam, they're all kind of within 100 kilometers of each other. So they didn't really have a supply issue in Italy, and our production was almost as fast as normal during the pandemic.
Ross, I always wanted to ask every single business person, right? If you were at your 30s, if you are in that age or my age, what would you do differently to today, 35 years later?
Well, when I look at
this is a tough question.
No, really.
I did everything right.
when I look at it now, I would have bought real estate.
That's right. This is not planned, and please make sure you listen to that.
If I had not opened a furniture store and just bought real estate all the way through, I'd probably be way wealthier than I am now. Because you think that was in 1988.
You did buy real estate, right?
I did buy real estate, I did buy real estate, and we had houses. Again, for me, in my business, I should have actually flipped more houses because, you know, I can furnish, I can do the whole thing, but, you know, you get busy, you know, with life and kids and your business.
Exactly.
That,
so never forgot to invest real estate, whatever you're doing, right?
Yeah.
This is a great advice. I just love it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the people you work with all have a lot of real estate, and that's why they need a lot of furniture. So you want people who have 10 houses so you can furnish all their 10 houses.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. And then, you know, we do have clients. I mean, we have clients that have, you know, vacation homes. I mean, a lot of our clients will have, you know, their Vancouver house. They'll have a summer house, you know, on an island. They'll have a Whistler house, and then they'll have a winter house.
Right, that's how people make money and keep their money safe.
Yes.
Keep their money safe.
Exactly.
Right? And also enjoying it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you get to enjoy your homes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is a great advice. I keep hearing that, but you know, I just keep have to reminding myself as well.
Now, I think young people now think it's hard. It was hard, you know, even though, you know, back then, I think I bought my first house for $164,000, but it seemed like a lot of money back then. And it was a lot of money back then.
So you think that it's always like that? You just have to work hard.
You have to figure it out to do it.
You just have to find a way.
Yeah, find a way to do it. Yeah.
This is amazing. This is great advice.
Yeah.
And for living space, for your vision for the next 30 years, I mean, obviously you are still working, you know, in your 60s and your kids are helping you, and it doesn't look like you're gonna stop. What's your vision for the next 30 years?
My idea, I think for the next, probably till I'm 70, is to kind of continue to where I am now, but taking more time. I'll still be involved in the business. You know, I'm going with Quinn, you know, to San Francisco next week to do a big furniture install in this beautiful home we're doing down there. But I know I'll be lifting, you know, furniture when I'm down there.
This is real?
I'll be doing it. I like doing that. Yeah. No.
I love this attitude. I think like you said, the millennials are missing it just because I think social media, we have seen so much, right? Back then, you know, everybody is working hard, everybody's doing their thing, living in a smaller house, and now because social media, everybody saw the people on the top of the pyramid doing all these crazy things with the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, and they thought maybe they'll never get there.
Right.
But it's not normal.
No. You have to get up every morning with a positive attitude and go to work and figure it out. Like that's really the bottom line.
Well, this is a great chat. I very much enjoy it. Thank you so much for having us in your beautiful home in West Vancouver. I hope you guys like it, and please, you know, like and subscribe and go to Living Space. And if you bump into Ross, and just say that you saw our video, and Nancy too. Really good group of people. It's just amazing experience.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks.